What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, undefeated, unified, three-belt, WBA, WBC, IBF, welterweight world champion, superstar boxer, who is widely considered by many to be top two, if not number one, definitely top five, pound for pound best fighters in the world, and Errol the Truth Spence Jr. Errol Spence Jr. is 28 wins, no losses, no draw, 22 big wins by way of knockout, 33 years of age, 5'9" with a 72-inch arm reach. With that said, he shows off his new physique. He is extremely yoked, extremely buffed, extremely big for his highly anticipated July 29th mega undisputed super fight showdown with undefeated three-division world champion, former junior welterweight undisputed world champion, currently the reigning WBO, World Boxing Organization welterweight world champion, who is widely considered by many to be the #1 best pound-for-pound fighter in the world, in Terence Bud Crawford. Terence Crawford is 39 wins, no losses, no draw, 30 big wins by way of knockout. He is 35 years of age, 5'8" with a 74-inch arm reach. With that said, this fight is highly anticipated. It's the biggest fight in boxing. It's the biggest fight in 40 years. Terence Crawford, he showed off his physique a few days ago, and he's extremely yoked and in shape. And now Errol Spence shows off his physique as he's training in Dallas with well-renowned two-time trainer of the year, future Hall of Famer Derrick James. And Errol Spence is extremely yoked, and many people feel like that's going to be the key to victory for Errol Spence. Is his fundamentals. He's naturally a bigger guy than Terence Bud Crawford. He is a natural southpaw. Terence Crawford, he switches from orthodox to southpaw. He's very versatile, but he started his career at 130 pounds. He now fights at 147, okay? He became a champion at 135, 140, and a champion at 147. Errol Spence, he actually started his career at 154, and now he made 147 his home. And did he ever make this his home? He's absolutely cleaned out the division. This is the last big name on in the division outside of the new and up-and-coming fighters like undefeated welterweight superstar title contender Jerron Boots Ennis and undefeated Mexican superstar welterweight title contender Virgil Ortiz Jr. And then you have the Manus Stanionis of the world. So those are the upcoming fighters in the welterweight division. But for the most part, Errol Spence, he cleaned out his era of the welterweights, right? He beat Danny Swift Garcia. He beat Showtime Sean Porter. He beat Yordenis Ugas. He was on the verge of getting ready to fight and beat possibly Manny Pac-Man Pacquiao, but he suffered a broken nor detached retina. He beat Special K Kell Brook for his title. The only fighter he did not fight for his era is former unified welterweight world champion superstar boxer Keith one-time Thurman. Keith Thurman is now 30 wins, 1 loss, no draw, 22 wins by way of knockout. He is 34 years of age, 5'8" with a 69-inch arm reach. So that's the only fight that Errol Spence, and the only fighter that he didn't fight and beat in his era of fighters, should he beat Terence Bud Crawford, okay? And Keith Thurman, he gave Errol Spence the absolute runaround, and that's the reason why he didn't fight, and I would, in my opinion, would have beaten Keith Thurman. But with that said, Errol Spence is extremely big. He made it abundantly clear that after this fight, he's only sticking around the welterweight division solely to be able to fight and beat Terence Crawford and create history for himself and his legacy, as Errol Spence will become the first 4 major sanction belt welterweight world champion, undisputed champion in the history of sport of boxing. Okay, with the last undisputed champion we had was Hall of Fame legendary iconic superstar in Zab Super Judah. But that was the 3-belt era. In all reality, if this was still the Zab Judah era, Terence Crawford, Errol Spence would be considered the undisputed champion, and Terence Crawford would be considered just another challenger, okay? But this era, the World Boxing Organization and WBO title has become one of the major sanction belts. Terence Crawford, he's already achieved that. He became undisputed at junior welterweight, 140, not at 147. So history is on both guys' side. If Errol Spence is victorious, he'll become the first undisputed welterweight world champion. And if Terence Crawford is victorious, he'll become undisputed. Now, he'll become the first, obviously, welterweight undisputed champion, but he also becomes the first two-division male undisputed 4-belt era world champion in the history of sport of boxing. So history is on both guys' side. Now, with that said, again, when you talk to anybody, whether that be a boxing pundit, that be a boxer, a former or a current boxer, trainer, or managers, anybody you ask currently who you think gonna win the fight, they always give you the same reasonings. If they pick Errol Spence, they tell you because Errol Spence is too big, too strong, with extremely high work rate. If they pick Terence Crawford, it's because they're telling you that Terence Crawford is versatile. He has the ability to switch from southpaw to orthodox. He's more nimble in the ring, right? It always boils down to those two reasonings as to why anybody's picking either one of these fighters. And when you look at Errol Spence here, he's extremely big. He's fundamentally sound. He's a natural southpaw and has an extremely high work rate. Terence Crawford has an extremely low work rate to start fights. As the fight goes on, he picks up his work rate. But normally, Terence Crawford, in most of his fights, he starts off extremely slow, okay? Like another fighter, Gervonta Tank Davis, does that. Terence Crawford starts off slow and he's losing fights and losing rounds. He did so against Showtime Sean Porter. He did so against Kell Brook. He did so against Igor Kavalauskas. You know, so that has been his forte. Errol Spence, he comes right out the gate extremely fast, extremely aggressive, with an extremely high work rate. So with this size that Errol Spence has and the fundamentals that he has with the extremely high work rate that Errol Spence has, you know, that can spell disaster for Terence Crawford if he doesn't start off quickly or if he don't offset Errol Spence Jr. and Errol Spence's work rate. This is going to be an extremely interesting fight. I can't wait to see how it unfolds. This is truly a 50-50 fight. The last time we had a 50-50 fight in the sport of boxing was 40 years ago, when it was truly a 50-50 fight, where you could not come up with a reason other guy an official, like a concrete reason as to why one guy would beat the other guy, right? You just couldn't come up with a reasoning. So with that said, you know, when you look at this fight, this is truly a 50-50 fight. The last time we had a true 50-50 fight like this was back in September 16, 1981, when we had Sugar Ray Leonard face off against Tommy the Hitman Hearns. That was September 16, 1981, okay? That was 40 years ago, over 40 years ago when that fight took place, 42 years ago to be exact. This is a fight. We had Oscar De La Hoya versus Trinidad, but I thought Oscar De La Hoya was the better fighter. We had Floyd Mayweather versus Manny Pacquiao, but Floyd Mayweather was the better fighter. You were going out on a limb. Tito Trinidad had a lot of power. He was fundamentally sound, but Oscar De La Hoya was more versatile. He was just a better fighter. When you look at Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao, okay, Floyd Mayweather was the more fundamentally sound, a better boxer, better defense, better offense, but Manny Pacquiao's natural God gifts, his natural athletic ability is what many people think that Manny Pacquiao could beat Floyd Mayweather. This is truly a 50-50 fight, and both guys are taking it extremely serious. And I absolutely cannot wait. I feel like this is can't miss fight. I think that it's going to do over 1 million pay-per-view buys. But let me know what y'all think, man. Errol Spence is extremely yoked. Terence Crawford getting in shape. What y'all think? That's all I got for y'all, man. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. It's your boy Blue. I'm signing off. I'm gone. Peace.